Maybe. But yeah, rook d4. As Jello said, quite a good move. There's also bishop e3 attacking this rook, and then it goes back. But knight e5 attacking this pawn. And interestingly, bishop takes is not actually so bad, because after this pawn will be hit again. And, well, this pawn is split now, so... Bishop takes looks like a good move. Was this pawn being a bit unsafe? If board wastes a move like castles, then f3 will protect the pawn. But knight h5... Yeah, there's just bishop e3, there's even bishop d2. Alternatively, there's this idea bishop g3, and if takes, then you take and you open up the rook. And that's interesting. And look at Board's pieces. He has 13 points of material, sitting on the first two ranks. Meanwhile, Hayden with these knights. Hayden also with 4 minutes 20. He's making it difficult for himself, I think. Yeah, rook has to move, rook a8, only move, really. I don't really see a world where rook a8 isn't played, but f6 instead. Board is willing to sacrifice the rook for the knight in the center. Look at that. Material versus activity. Now here, there's an idea. Bishop b8, looking to take this pawn. Also move rook d2, looking to load the gun. This is based on total wins. We'll take a quick look here, and so you can see Arbushin technically. Arbushin, ZZ Board, Hayden, they're all technically at a point where it's fine. Bishop a3, back rather. I'm not so certain I like that. Castle's fair move. You've got a rook looking down here, but you're down material, and knight a4, probably looking to play knight c5. In fact, the most forcing variation here, bishop c5, trading off the bishop, forcing that, and getting the knight into this square, where it is able to harass all sorts of pieces this way. Here, there's things like knight f4. This bishop, you know, it exists, but it might as well just be a pawn. Board's pawn structure, having been created like this, hurting him so much. He finds knight f4, but this is sharp after bishop c5. Bishop c5. This is going to be difficult. We'll have to see. How does Hayden play this? Does he play a3 first, kicking out this bishop? But instead, king h1 by Hayden, and this might be a bit too slow. a5, solidifying this bishop. Looks quite nice. Not to mention knight d3, clogging up this rook. This could be quite a bit more interesting now. This having the double purpose of also opening up this bishop finally. Let's see if a5 is found. But knight d3, yeah, knight d3 found by board. 3 minutes 30 versus Hayden's 2 minutes 40. This is actually a very, very sharp position. Again, a3, very important here. But also you have to realize there's potentially some pressure against this pawn if ever this knight is moved. a3, then this bishop here. Can bishop go e1? 2 pieces for the rook is better for the person who wins the 2 pieces. 2 pieces are worth 6 points, the rook is worth 5 points. But yeah, board needs to activate his last piece. It's not so drawn. These pawns are so split. b3 found. I wonder if that's the best move. This sort of undermining of the structure here. So key. And I'm wondering, how does board proceed here? This is tough. There's maybe rook e8, trying to activate his last piece. And takes looks awful. Well, I mean, first of all, takes you don't even have to take back. This is so difficult here. Board needs a lot more than just space to move his knight. Board needs God at this point. Maybe if his bishop was on a3 and he could move his knight here, trade off this knight, and maybe maneuver to clog this, but board plays g6, and that is not the move you have to see. B takes, loosens this bishop becomes loose, everything starts falling. Here you have to find something like knight f4, there's nothing really else to do. d6 seems to be a move made in haste. It doesn't seem to do anything for his position. I just don't know what was meant to happen after g6. And rook d8. Defending the knight, there's an idea knight b2. Putting pressure on this pinned piece. And again, it's an issue that this bishop was never found. If board found a5, maybe this would never have happened. But bishop g5 attacking the rook. There's knight takes f2! If rook takes, there's a draw! Or potentially back rank mate, but board doesn't find it! And now, all Hayden has to do is just consolidate his position. But there's still poison. There is still poison. If Hayden doesn't find a way to protect this pawn with something like bishop e3, there is still potential. Knight takes f2, either draws or wins on the spot for board with back rank mate after king h1. If Hayden had his king on king g1, this would not be an issue. But this fork, this radical fork, if takes here, mate. Hayden's got 55 seconds, board with a minute 30. You aren't flagging someone in this position, but there's certainly blunders to be made. There is a potential here that board can win. And c5 is not the move you want to see. Knight takes, again, wins on the spot. Rook d4. Okay, again, bishop e3. This time now counterattacking. Still the best move. King g1 maybe. Yeah, bishop e3 found. Here there's maybe rook here. There's maybe a5 if you're really willing to do that. You unsplit the pawns and you lose the knight one way or another, but this is completely lost for black. Takes this pawn, drops the knight, and now what? King f7 maybe, looking to walk in? Can't walk that way. So a5 finally found, but it's too little too late. There's a rook d8 here picking up this bishop. Instead, first f3. There's a rook takes here, actually, which is an interesting idea. But yeah, bishop a6 drops the rook for this rook. And finally, the bishop comes alive. Look at this pin, or rather this skewer of equal value material, but finds a check, king g7, and this is completely winning after, I don't know, rook d7, and just eats up all these pawns. But bishop back. Yeah, and bishop takes Bishop takes rook. Again, there's rook d7 check. And it's still a bit precarious. It's completely winning after, like f takes. Why not take for rook? I mean, you might as well give another check. But yeah, king back up, f takes here. There's even rook takes, pawn, and everything. Everything's winning. Rook takes pawn though, and then rook e1 kind of looks scary. Rook e1 threatening checkmate if king g1. This is very bad for Hayden all of a sudden. Rook e1. But board plays rook e2! And rook e2 doesn't have the same poison. There is no discovered check. Here there's all sorts of moves. Bishop h6. But king g1. And that's lights out. Again, there's the chance for rook e1, but bishop takes g2. Fair move, but rook a7, bishop h6. It's, yeah, there's this check. King down. Here there's c7, and you can sacrifice the rook on the back rank, make a queen. Am I playing this game? No, this is a for fun tournament with my friends. Wait a minute, bishop h3. But board doesn't find it. And here, rook b7, rook b2 even wins. But board, I feel like Hayden is giving board too much counterplay. Yes, you can move, but then note that after bishop h3, where you're threatening check, and